What's happening, people? It's Brett Redman here, Bad Intentions Boxing. I've got Isaac Lowe, undefeated 20-0 WBC International Featherweight Champion. Isaac, fantastic to have you on with us. How are you keeping?
Yeah, good. A bit better than this shitty lockdown, but it is what it is. I'm alive, I'm living, I'm healthy, and I'm fresh. So, yeah, that's the main important thing. All my family's good at the minute in time. So, even though it's horrible times and it's getting everyone down, if the COVID's not bad enough, we've got the wet rain and snow. So, yeah, we're just got to get on with it.
I think the weather's definitely making it difficult for people to get out there and pound the pavements on the streets. And unfortunately...
Yeah, do not let the weather stop you. Make sure you get out and get some exercise done. That's most important. Never mind wet, cold, or rain. Make sure you do something, make your mind better.
No, I think that's definitely an important message that you've sent out there within these uncertain times at the moment. Get out, get some fresh air, do some exercise, and let's get those lungs and that body and heart moving as well.
Definitely.
That's absolutely brilliant. Before we get started, I think there's a belated happy birthday. I think it was your birthday last week.
Yeah, 27 on last Thursday. I'm getting old now. We're now long left till my hair's gone. I'm white beard and kicking on now.
Unfortunately, I'm already in that category at 33, mate. So I'm well past that. So you're preaching to the converted there.
I wasn't picking on you there, by the way.
Honestly, that's absolutely fine. So originally from Morecambe, part of the infamous state. Where are you at in the moment of your career?
I'm in a good place at the minute. I'm 23-0 or 20-0 with 3 draws. I'm highly ranked with all the governing bodies now. I'm the WBC International Champion. I was down at number 6 with them early on last year, but obviously due to the COVID, I've never boxed up like 12 months next month. I've dropped down to 8 and 9. I'm number top 10 with the IBF, and I think I'm at the 13 or something like that with the WBA. But I'm ranked in the top 15 with all the governing bodies. Things are starting to come to nicely now. Obviously, I only fought once last year, so excuse me. I'm coming over a 12-month layoff. So obviously my plan is this year, maybe get a good fight, warm-up fight. I don't know, looking maybe end of March, April, if we can. Get some rounds under the belt, get myself back into the mix of things. Then, please God, the Fury card comes off with Joshua, and then we'll be looking at a big enough fight, a big name then. Hopefully some sort of eliminator for a world title or down them lines or whatever MTK come up with, really. But I'm in the gym now. I've only been in a couple of weeks. I'm starting back training. I enjoyed Christmas. I had a good break over Christmas. So now fully mind on a big 21 for me.
You've also, and you mentioned it there previously, you've got that exposure of fighting on big cards, international stages. You know, you fought and won the title on the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury card. Fantastic victory. So you've got that exposure and you're used to that level of experience and hype that's associated with those fights.
Yeah, I'm well experienced now. Even before we went over to America, I fought in the likes of the Scott Quick, Carl Frampton on the card. I fought for the Commonwealth title on that. Obviously, I fought in the George Gordon, Chris Eubanks card against Ryan Wells when I fought for the British title. So I've been on some news cards back over in the UK. So I know when on a big night, on a big occasion, when the fans is there, or please God, when the fans do come back, and when people build up to the fights, they build up the press conferences. I'm more well experienced and used to it now, so that's a good thing in what I've got instead of me. When the fights do come up, I'll be used to it. I'll be calm. I'll be well used to the occasion.
And particularly with everything that's going on within the featherweight division at the moment, how do you see that planning out, and where do you see yourself slotting in there?
I can go both ways. I've said this to a lot of people. A lot of people probably won't believe it, but I make super bantamweight pretty easy. Okay. And I would even, if someone come up there worth me dropping down, I would even be willing to drop down to super bantam. But obviously, I don't like dieting like everybody, and I like to try and do it my way. But I'm well comfortable with my featherweight and strong enough. I hope my own. But I said I've got the WBC belt. I'm happy to go down that route. Which, as I said, I'll leave it down to my management team, MTK, and whatever chance comes first. You know what I mean? What comes along, and we think the right route, or what fight comes up. I don't think I'm ready just for a world title just yet. I'd like to go maybe a one fight, maybe go for the European, and then build my way up there by maybe towards the back end of 2021. I get a shot at it. But I like a couple of fights before, and when I do something, I want to do it right. And I was talking to before, I wouldn't like to take a fight 5 weeks notice or 4 weeks notice just so say you've got a world title fight or whatever kind of fight. I know you're only going to give 40% chance or 45% or 50% even. I sort of do something. So unless as I said, you've got mega money and you couldn't afford to take down and change your family's life, then yes, you'd have to go and give it everything you've got. But I'm in the sport to give it everything I've got, and I'll certainly give myself 120% chance, and I've gotten that ring on. I've done everything the best I can. I never got beat, then that's it. I know where I stand. You know what I mean? I'm not in it just for taking a paycheck and or taking a fight short notice. I'm in it to win it and do the best I can possibly can for my career. Do you know what I mean? And achieve what I can achieve. So if everything come at the right time and it made right for me, and I felt comfortable, I've got a right training camp and financially it was good, then I'm willing to take on anyone. But as I said, it's about steps in boxing. It's about timing, and you don't want to jump from there to there and then get put back four spaces back again. So you just build nice and slowly and build them good. I'm getting experience. I've only just turned 27, so I'm still coming into my peak years. So slowly we win the race.
And I think you've said something that's quite important there, that it sounds like that there's a very stable and level head on those shoulders that you've got up there, and you're clearly panning out and mapping out within your career as well as MTK where you're going and what you're going to do, and you're certainly not going to rush at something just for the sake of rushing at it. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, as I said, I've got a good team around me. Obviously being with Tyson, I understand where our week comes on, and I've got a level head on myself. Do you know what I mean? Obviously with MTK, the manager look after me great. And obviously you are going to get opportunities. I did get an opportunity a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going back to it, but a massive fight. But I turned it down because I just come back from Christmas. It was only short notice. And why was I going to take that fight to go in there and probably know I was only going to give 30% of me or 35% of me? And if I'd have got beat, I'd have come out and I'd been good, because I know deep down I never give everything I had in my body to maybe what could have, if I give 100%, maybe I could have won that or done a lot better than what I would have. Do you understand? So I think it's a message to every boxer. Even though you get a phone call and you jump at it, oh yeah, but till you sit down and you realise and you have a good think and you've got family and your friends that talk to you, make sure you do it for it's right for you. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you're right with the training camp, because the training camp's most important for everything. And make sure your financial wise is good. Then as long as you can do all that and you give you the best you can possibly give, and you realise that, you know what, I hold my hands if I got beat, or I had to give everything I've done, and that's it, fair enough. At least you can quit the sport or start again, knowing you've done everything. Do you know what I mean? Because that's one thing you wouldn't want to get. You only get one crack at boxing. You only get one chance at everything. You only get one chance at a world title. Oh, before I went off there.
That's all right, mate. Don't worry.
I've lost him. Yeah.
Edit that out. That's fine.
Yeah. So you only get one chance at things. So you want to make sure when they come, you can give everything you got, and you have to take them everything you've got, and then you can hold your head higher after the end of it. And if you do get beat, you can still be happy of the occasion what you've done and the effort you've done. Because, but I would always go into a fight giving 130%, knowing I want to win. I don't like losing. I'm a sore loser. If I lose on the fee for my brother and that, I smash the telly if I go mad. I'm against losing. I just don't do that. So everything I do to win.
And so there's definitely a winning mentality that's instilled in there. But again, it's like with what we said earlier, with steady steps and steady pace in there, especially around the world of boxing, you'll get to where you need to get to. Who would you say within the current division at the moment would you put at the top of that tree?
Well, at featherweight?
Yeah.
You've got I know he only fights once a year, but obviously there's Gary Russell Jr. Obviously Josh Warrington's just vacated. And then you've got this. I don't know who the WBA champion is. I've never watched him. He's supposed to be a Chinese fella. He throws a lot of 500 punches around. I wouldn't know what he is. So there's loads, but like a lot of them now, like Santa Cruz, and they've moved up to super featherweight. But I imagine they can always come back down to featherweight. So, but I think at the minute in time, you've got Gary Russell Jr. He's the longest champion, I think, out of there. But again, he only fights once a year. So is he really a really brilliant fighter if he only fights once a year? I don't know. So it's hard. But I would have liked to see the Josh Warrington Kid Galahad rematch, because I thought that would have been interesting. I know the first fight stunk the place out, and I thought it wasn't up to standard. But I just think sometimes if I was in Josh's situation, I understand he's looking at bigger fights. He wants to fight the champions, and you can't unify. You haven't got your belt. And then I'm thinking that Kid Galahad's a awkward fighter to fight. Is it worth a risk reward with no fans there? Would the money be the same? So you can understand both situations on both sides. But I thought it'd be more interesting the second round, because I thought both fighters had a lot to prove to each other. and it could have been a different fight, but it is what it is.
And I think there's the potential now that Kid Galahad's going to fight Jazza Dickens for that vacant belt.
Yeah, again, speaking about rematches, I think that'll be a good fight again. Supposedly, they've obviously done a lot of sparring with each other. When they fought, there was only young, there was down at super bantamweight. And I think now, because Jazz has moved up to feather, it's a whole different fight. He looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks like he can do the rounds better. So I think it would be an interesting fight. He's a good southpaw, he's powerful. And Kid Galahad's very, very smart. He knows how to win a fight. He knows how to sneaky hold you. He knows all the tricks in the book. So yeah, it'd be a good fight.
Is there the potential that maybe for a big British showdown that you would like to target one of those individuals?
There's loads of. Listen, I'm just one of these. I can go in here and start calling people. I just get in the ring and do what I'm doing. Obviously, you've got Jordan Gill, who's obviously around about the similar level to me at the minute in time. I'll be happy to take that fight maybe come middle of the year, end of the year or so, if he keeps winning. But he put a bit of a dent in it with him getting beat. It made it a bit more, when was both unbeaten and we're both coming through, we're both like that similar, so it would have been a good fight. Also, you've got the Ryan Welsh rematch, which a lot of people like to see that again, even though he just come off a loss. I think it's still a big talk fight. And you've got the Gavin McDonald, Jamie McDonald. So in Britain alone, there's some good fights there to be all made, you know what I mean? But obviously, it's all, as I said, right timing and things right for everybody. And I think them fights need to be on big shows because I think both sides of the parties were well paid for the both of them, do you know what I mean? Because the big fights, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of risk on what's the award. You'll have to make sure there's something at the end of it for you, do you know what I mean? But hopefully, I'll just keep doing what we're doing, and I'll just do. I worry about my own self, nobody else.
No, and that's a great way to do it. And I think you echoed that. You know, high risk, low reward. Actually, that there's the chance that a lot of these fights could become potential issues for people taking them on such short notice. How would you say at the moment, essentially, with everybody else is getting on, how that's affecting training now? I know you've trained out with the Kronk gym. I know you've trained out previously before in Las Vegas. How has that affected you training in the United Kingdom, or would you say it's made no difference?
I'm lucky because Tyson's got like his Jimmy, and we both train together. Do you know what I mean? And obviously I go down there some days when he's in, and when he's not in, we do a bit of training. So I've been lucky in that situation. But like for sparring, I haven't really been doing no sparring since I've got back. I've only been in the gym a couple of weeks. But I imagine for some boxers, it's been very hard because some people train in fitness gyms or go like that, and they're all closed at the minute. And the only thing you can do is just work at home. There's only certain things you can do is doing so much running. You can do so much press ups, sit ups, and trying to keep yourself right. So yeah, I'd imagine for some people out there, it's been hard. You know what I mean? But obviously, because we're professionals, the boxing gyms are allowed to be open for elite athletes. So I'd imagine for the pros, if the gym's not too far away, there would have been no issue whatsoever because everyone keeps themselves right and everyone does their own bit of training.
So you would say within yourself, obviously, because you're an elite athlete, it hasn't made too much of an impact on your.
Yeah, because if I'm probably going to any gym now, someone come in that obviously I'm an elite athlete and I'm training, I need to train because obviously it's part of work. You know what I mean? Obviously, if I don't train, I can't work. So yeah, but I do a lot of my road running. Obviously, the main important things you're running. I do a lot of my own strength and that back at home, and if I need to go to the gym, I go down to the gym. So at the beginning it did affect, but I've slowly. I think everybody's had to adapt to different ways of life now, so it's just what we have to do.
No, I think the important thing that we've referenced there again is acclimatization, adaptability, and that's a true mindset. Some words there of a champion, a current one, and potentially a world champion within the near future. That's absolutely fantastic. I think you've echoed some strong words there, and you've talked about durability and desire. And I definitely can see that you're echoing that, in yourself moving forward. So that's important to capture.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything last that you'd like to say to any potential fans or anybody out there that's watching or tuning in?
Everyone, just keep watching me, keep tuning in. I know it's been a difficult time, not just for myself, but for absolutely everyone. It's not we can all do. It's out of our hands. It's a bad disease out there. First and foremost, keep safe. Keep with your families. Listen to the guidelines. And hopefully we get through this, and hopefully I'll be back boxing soon. And when I am, I'm guaranteed I'll put a show on for you, and I won't let you down. So keep strong, keep faith, we'll get there.
Isaac, fantastic words there, and that's really pleasing to hear. But before we end, what we usually do is we usually have 3 quick fire questions. Very simple, straightforward. It's just for a bit of fun. Are you happy to take part?
Why not?
Yep, let's go for it. So, sausage or bacon?
Sausage.
Now, is it a sarnie or is it a bap?
A bat.
And would you say that you prefer to fight in the UK or fight in the US?
UK, why not? 50-50.
You've been absolutely fantastic to have on. Some fantastic words to hear there, and a lot of messages of encouragement. So we really appreciate that. And for anybody watching out there, please echo the words that Isaac said out. I'm Brett Redman. This is Bad Intentions Boxing. Let's go.